Maximum alert in Philadelphia. The sky is darkening. The wind is shifting. And up high, she's getting ready. The eagle never sleeps. She watches. She studies. She waits for the exact moment. And when she strikes, it's devastating. Take a deep breath, fan, a real deep one, because what's happening behind the scenes at the Philadelphia Eagles right now is not just a roster shuffle. It's a war operation. The foundation of an empire. A movement powerful enough to flip the NFL upside down. Inside the beating heart of the NovaCare complex, the lights stay on deep into the night. Back-to-back meetings. Phones ringing nonstop. No one rests. At the center of it all, a name that has already become legend in Philadelphia. Howie Roseman, the architect, the strategist, the man who builds rosters like a general mapping out a war plan. He's proven he can win. But now he wants more. He wants to dominate. But not every climb comes without turbulence. On the road to the top, obstacles appear. Internal issues that demand surgical and swift decisions. Contract talks, position battles, locker room dynamics. Time is ticking, and the pressure is real. And between us, if you love this team the way I know you do, you're going to want the truth. No fluff, no speculation, just raw, unfiltered facts straight from the source. So now tell me, fan to fan, eye to eye, do you believe in Howie Roseman's plan? If yes, show your loyalty right now. Hit that like button and comment with full force. Go Birds! Let's go to the Super Bowl, because what I'm about to reveal might just shake the nest. And once the eagle takes flight, nothing can stop her. Now hold on tight and come with me, because the truth is about to take off. Let's get straight to the point. There's one topic stirring real concern among Eagles fans as training camp inches closer. Second-round draft pick Drew Makuba, yes, the safety out of Texas formerly known as Andrew Makuba, has yet to sign his rookie contract. And with less than 3 weeks until the Eagles report for camp on July 22nd, it's raising eyebrows across the fan base. Should we be worried? Let's clear the air. This isn't just a Philly problem. Across the NFL, second-round contracts are hitting a wall. As of July 2nd, only 2 of the 32 second-round picks from the 2025 NFL Draft had officially signed. Wide receiver Jaden Higgins, Texans, and linebacker Carson Schweissinger, Browns. Both received fully guaranteed deals, something that's traditionally been reserved for first-round picks. And that's where the tension lies. Around the league, agents and players are pushing harder than ever for full guarantees in round 2. And for the first time, teams are actually being forced to draw a line in the sand. These negotiations aren't just about numbers, they're about security. The problem? Guaranteed money for second-rounders usually gets paid out earlier, meaning teams can cut bait late in the rookie deal without consequence if they aren't locked in fully. That's the leverage, and it's causing these contract talks to stall. But let's be real here, Eagles fans, this isn't a hostile situation. Makuba has not held out. He's been present and active at every step of the offseason so far. Rookie minicamp? He was there. OTAs and mandatory minicamp? He took reps with both the first and second teams. That's important. Vic Fangio, the new defensive coordinator, has already gotten a serious look at him, and unlike other situations, like the ugly standoff between Shamar Stewart and the Bengals, there's no drama coming out of the NovaCare complex. Still, it's clear, Makuba's contract situation is part of a bigger trend, and Howie Roseman, master architect that he is, has to navigate it carefully. But let's shift focus to the player himself, because Drew Makuba could be one of the most exciting young pieces in this defense. Let's talk ball. Last season at Texas, Makuba finally settled in as a deep safety, and what a leap it was. He exploded onto NFL radars with a Pro Football Focus grade of 90. That's elite. 11 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, and get this, a ridiculous 12.1 passer rating allowed when targeted. That was the lowest among all safeties in college football. Yeah, you heard that right. He played 401 coverage snaps in 2024 and allowed just 76 yards. Not a single touchdown surrendered in coverage. And on over 26% of his targets, he forced an incompletion. That's ball hawking territory. That's C.J. Gardner-Johnson type of disruption. And funny enough, that's exactly the kind of player Makuba reminds many scouts and insiders of. CJGJ had that fire, that swagger, that versatile ability to play safety and nickel. Drew Makuba? Same DNA. He might not be the same size. Makuba's listed at 5 feet 11 inches, 186 pounds, but he plays bigger than his frame, attacking with no fear and high-level instincts. His 4.45 40-yard dash time showed scouts his speed is real, and the high character, that's not fluff. This is a player who got it out of the mud. Came up under Dabo Swinney at Clemson, then transferred to Texas where he finally put it all together. Howie Roseman knew what he was doing when he took him at pick 64. In fact, Roseman admitted after the draft that the Eagles were considering trading back, but they were too high on Makuba. They didn't want to risk losing him. That says a lot, especially when you consider the Eagles had just parted ways with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. It's no coincidence. They went and found a guy with similar traits, explosive, intelligent, position versatile, and plugged him right into the heart of the safety room. And that room is deep. Reed Blankenship is the returning starter, but the job next to him, it's wide open. Makuba is in the mix with players like Sine Brown, Louis Sine, Andre Sam, and Tristan McCullum. According to Fangio, it's going to take all of training camp and maybe some preseason reps to figure out who grabs that second safety spot. But from everything we've seen, Makuba's chances look strong if he can stay healthy. That's the one concern. The size, the durability. In college, Makuba did battle some injuries, and while he showed he could play through them, the NFL is a different beast. Still, the energy he brings, the way he flies around the field like his hair's on fire, it fits the Eagles' identity perfectly. And that's not just a media narrative. That's Howie Roseman himself. He said after the draft that the team targeted high-energy, high-character players, guys who love the game, love the grind, and are relentless. Makuba checks those boxes. He's not here to just compete. He's here to start, to lead, to make plays. But with training camp closing in, this contract situation still looms. It's quiet now, but if we hit mid-July and there's still no deal, you better believe the noise is going to get louder. So the question for you, Eagles fans, is this. How would you feel if Drew Makuba misses part of training camp over contract disagreements? Are you confident this gets resolved in time, or are you starting to get a little nervous? The clock is ticking, and while Drew Makuba hasn't missed any team activities yet, the silence surrounding his unsigned contract could become a bigger issue if it stretches closer to July 22nd. For now, though, the organization remains calm. Makuba has been locked in all offseason. He's shown up, he's competed, and he's looked sharp. That's something Vic Fangio and the Eagles' defensive staff have definitely noticed. And that brings us to one of the more exciting storylines developing in camp, the battle for the starting safety spot next to Reed Blankenship. Let's not forget, Blankenship has emerged as a true leader in this secondary. His growth has been incredible, an undrafted free agent who earned his way to a starting job with grit, football IQ, and consistent playmaking. But that other safety position, that's up for grabs, and Makuba is right in the middle of the conversation. During OTAs and minicamp, Fangio rotated reps between Makuba, Louis Sine, Sine Brown, Andre Sam, and Tristan McCullum. And that says a lot about the coaching staff's desire to truly evaluate this position battle. This isn't just about depth, it's about finding the right pairing to anchor the back end of the defense. For Makuba, this is a golden opportunity. Despite being a rookie, he's already shown flashes of anticipation, range, and the kind of instincts you just can't teach. But here's the thing. Fangio runs a notoriously complex defense. It requires discipline, communication, and precision, especially from safeties. This isn't a scheme where you just rely on athleticism. You've got to understand route combinations, recognize offensive tendencies, and communicate clearly with corners and linebackers. That's why training camp reps are so critical for Makuba.